Phone's off.
And Facebook loads. You're good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Keeping It Local. I'm Jamie Ferguson, and we're coming through you right here at Ferguson Roof Systems in the showroom tonight. We want to welcome you to the show. We got some great guests tonight, but first we would like to tell you, if you would please, to share this video as much as possible, and in the comment section, write shared. That is for the giveaways that we do each week, and we got some to give away tonight, so make sure you stay to the end of the show. But we will do it each week, but that's how you get into the contest. And also, as the guest comes on, please go and like their Facebook pages as well. Share it, comment on it, and go see them. You're going to meet some fantastic people. We have a lot of things tonight that we're going to bring out that's kind of new that we're starting. So just hang on and meet these guests. Tonight, the first guest is Sean Meisner. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your business, what you do.
I do home trash can cleaning or commercial cleaning. I come to your house curbside with a trailer, clean at 180 degrees, 1600 psi, clean inside, outside. Use a degreaser. Everything I do is eco-friendly. Everything, and when I dump it in to dump it, it all gets caught in the hopper, and then I dispose of my gray water, and then when I'm done, leave you with a nice little orange scent in your trash can where it don't smell.
This is a great idea. You know, most of us, or all of us, have trash cans at the house, and then from the week of it sitting there, it gets a lot of nasty smells in it, and just because they dump it, the smell usually stays. It just kind of adds to it each week. Gets a little worse, and the hotter it gets, the more it smells. So you come out to the house, and you're talking about the poly carts that people have at their homes.
Yes.
And you'll pull them out there and clean them with that Hotsy.
Absolutely, yeah, it picks it up. I do a little handwork, but other than that, I have a rig, 2 hydraulic arms that lift it up, and it pretty much does 3/4 of the work for me.
Man, you're really set up to do.
We're working on it. I found a niche and ran with it.
Well, what made you get started in? How'd you think of this idea? 'Cause this is a great idea.
It is. My brother-in-law actually got me into it and told me about it, and then we went forward and found a company in Miami, Florida, who purchased it, and luckily I got my my good wife and then my in-laws that helped me, and my wife's helping support us, and then we went all in. I quit my job and went all in on Spiffy cans.
Spiffy cans is the name of the business. Now, how long have you been doing this?
4 months, going on 4 months now.
And you're picking up people when you work this area mainly, or you work any place that anybody calls you? Or?
No, I work Blanchard, Newcastle, Norman, Moore, Tuttle, Mustang. Will be the areas that I run.
There should be a lot of trash cans there that need cleaning.
We're working on it. I'm putting signs up everywhere I can and stopping at every trash can I can when it's dumped.
Well, here's what happens off this show is when people come on and tell these business what they do, then my wife calls them and has them
Sweet. It's hard to sign up.
So I'm sure you're going to be out there at my house. You know, ours get to smell, and I don't even like open them up sometimes, or open it, throw it in there real quick because of the smell.
Absolutely.
And then all of the little flies that get in there, and they produce problems, and it just it keeps building up.
I can eliminate all that. We do the best thing to do is do the $10 per can per month. I come out once a month, and your cans will stay clean, disinfected, sanitized.
And that's all they need is once a month per can.
Once a month per can.
Now, you also, will you go out to businesses and do their, like we have one that sits out here, a larger, I don't know what size it would be, but it's a larger, big metal container. You go out and clean those as well?
Yes, we could do those also. Yeah, I can jump in there, and I got a little sucker that comes out. We'll get in and clean it out, and then we'll work the price out at that time on how big it is.
How big, yeah. And will they get just about everything out of them, or what's loose?
Exactly. Oh, and if not, I mean, my power, I got a wand that goes up to 2,500 psi, so
wow,
it'll get most of everything you want off. The hardest thing to take off is paint that I've found out so far. I get a little bit of paint, but that's most of my issue is paint.
But when we clean these, the main focus, I would imagine, would just be the grime that builds up and the smell and
all the bacteria, all that stuff. I mean, because if you think how many times you go in and wash your hands if you've been to the trash can?
Right.
You hardly ever do that. But when you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands all the time, but your trash cans are way worse than what your bathroom is.
You know, we've just went through something for the last year that really got pushed on people about cleaning their hands and staying clean.
Absolutely.
So that's a good way to focus. I mean, we have 3 at our house, and they're full just about every week.
Yep.
But grabbing a hold, you checking to see if it's full or what have you, or throwing
Yep.
something, you're grabbing that lid each time, and ours never get clean really unless we just do it with a water hose, and that probably just isn't getting it done.
That's not even gonna get close to you done.
So when you get this, when you clean it with a hot seat, that goes in and kills the bacteria.
Absolutely.
Do you have to use a chemical to get
I
in there?
use a eco-friendly degreaser.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could eat it if you wanted to, and I just put it in there and then let it soak while I'm cleaning the outsides. Then it takes care of the rest of the outside, and then I lift them up and let the big heads go to work. And then if that doesn't get them, then I bring it out, and sometimes I got to get in and scrub down a little bit with a scrub brush.
Now, you people on Facebook can see his logo that Daniel put on here for us. That's what you're going to look for out there. But he's going. How do we get in touch with you? Is it just by phone? Do you have email, website?
Nope.
How do you work?
We have a website. It's at spiffycansok.com, or you can get a hold of us at 405-423-8824, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is Spiffy Cans on Facebook.
That's fantastic, guys. I'll tell you what. I know that we'll be using you. Now, this show is designed because there's a lot of businesses out there, and we don't want just to introduce your business. That's very important, but we want relationships.
Absolutely.
And that's what this show, it's what it's for. So we want to know the person behind the business as well. We go out into homes, and people need to be able to know who's there. And so we want your customers and future customers to know you on a first name basis. So tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what you guys do when you're not working.
Right.
You talked earlier about your wife. She works a lot.
Absolutely.
And you have the kids some, but you guys like probably activities or go places. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I grew up in Gering, Nebraska, west, closer to Cheyenne and Denver. Hung out there till I graduated. Moved to the mountains of Colorado, became a ski bum for a little while. Was a snowmaking manager, lift supervisor, and then I met my wife up there, and she goes, "We're moving to Oklahoma." I go, "Why are we moving to Oklahoma? I've already lived in the Midwest." She goes, "I have family there." And I was like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
And so we moved here, and then we moved to Yukon, and then had a 5-acre place, and then we were like, I want a smaller town.
Right.
And then we drove it, I don't know how many small towns, and we found Blanchard. Man, I love Blanchard. I just got a good vibe when you're in there.
Right.
So, needless to say, when we're home, we're either at the golf course hanging out, or hanging out at the Parents' Ranch, who just bought over in Union City, El Reno.
Right.
Or my daughter, she plays softball, gymnastics, pretty much anything she can get her hands on. And then my boy's big into soccer and basketball.
That's
and
just great.
That keeps us busy by far.
You talked about the community of Blanchard, and it's great. Out here in this area, that's why a lot of people come out. When you start talking about Tuttle and Newcastle, Blanchard, Bridge Creek, although they're separate towns, they're all pretty close, and they're all similar in what they like to do and the people that live in them.
Absolutely.
The friendliness of the towns make you want to be a part of things.
Absolutely. That small town vibe is what I love.
Right, and then your kids get involved in activities or some sporting or anything at school. Then it just gets more and more. You start more and more friends come on. And now, when you guys went out here to Blanchard, did you buy a big land, or just been out in town, or?
No, we just bought a place up in town, up in Fox Run, and got up there. And my wife, she grew up on a ranch her whole life in rodeo, and so she's like, "You moving me to town?" I was like, "Well, yeah, we are right now." I says, "Maybe if we can get Spiffy Cans going, then we'll move out."
There you go.
But we still want to stay in the Blanchard area.
It's
by
nice.
far. Absolutely love Blanchard.
It's nice. It's these towns out here. They're trying their best to build up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is harder to persuade people to come out and open a business up because they're afraid that it's going to fail. Maybe the population's lacking, but I'm telling you, there's so many people that live in the countries of these communities that they support it.
Right.
And once they get to know you, we talked a little bit earlier about what we see on Facebook all the time. And we see people all the time that will ask, "Do you know someone that does this?" Or, "Can you refer someone that does this?" We only, we're not looking for, call. We want them to call you. We want them to know you on a first name basis.
Absolutely.
To where it is a personal relationship. It's all about trust and getting in there and getting it done. Your work will speak for itself. You get out there, you do a great job, and they're not saying really necessarily to call Spiffy cans, they're saying call Sean.
Right.
And they're got your cell phone and they're out there and they're referring you to more people.
Yes.
That's what this is all about, you know, when we come out here on these shows like this. Now, when you're out here in this community, now we can step aside from the work side of it. What stood out to you and when you got in the community, what really just stuck out and you said, man, that's what I like. What was it that really got you on that?
I just cruising through the town and stopping and people saying hi. Actually got people opening doors for you. It's like, hey, how's it going? And then I'm a big sports buff, so I mean, first place I did was drove down by the football field in the ballpark and looked at it, and I was like, this is a cool little place. And just everywhere I've been, it's just been great. Just sitting talking to people, easy to stop somebody and say, hey, how's it going? I've had people like, what do you do?
Right.
And they see the trailer driving around. I'm like, hey, I clean trash cans, and I give them a little rundown on it just to say, hey, and here's a business card. Give me a holler.
Oh, it's amazing when you get out here in these towns and see the athletes that they produce. It's crazy, and the town supports them. The stadiums are full.
Absolutely.
The gyms are full, and they're going after it 100%. You know, and there's a lot of state championships won between these towns.
Absolutely.
It seems like if not one or two of them, every year somebody's winning a state championship or getting close to it or producing in wrestling or individual all-state honors. It is crazy the amount of athletes that are out here.
Absolutely.
And you think, well, they must be moving in. Most of these kids are growing up right in this community, and they love what they do. They're out here. They're competing, and they're just neighborhood kids.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's something else to live out in here. I mean, it's something that it speaks for itself. You know, we lived in Oklahoma City, and it was tough because we knew our neighbors, but we didn't know the people in the next one over.
Right.
And so when we moved out here, it was different for us. We had to get used to that country. We live in the country, so we had to get used to that from living in town. But man, people in Tuttle welcomed us in. Our kids played sports here, and they got on those teams. They got in different activities with the kids, and we had kids at the house all the time. It seemed they were riding a go-kart or something, and that was just extremely amount of fun for us.
I mean, that's the small town feel right there. Growing up, even when I grew up, neighborhood, it was like, hey, let's go get a baseball game to go. You got the kids around the block, and went on. My kids run down and play with the kids on the block, and I'm just like, this is a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Now, you mentioned golf.
Yes, sir.
Who's the golfer? You, your wife, your kids, all of you?
Well, we all are now.
Yeah.
But I'm the main golfer, and I've taught them all how to play golf. So we make it a family event when we go out.
Maybe I need to come play with you because when I play Army golf. It goes right, left. I can't seem to go straight.
I'll give you your own cart.
That's what it is. It's nice to get to know someone, and this is an industry that's very unique. What you're doing, but it's very needful.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know that you're getting a phone call from my wife, and she's going to say, hey, come clean ours. You'll probably be over there tomorrow if you're not already packed. Because ours they never have been cleaned, I don't think.
And that's what I run into a lot. People don't know what the business is. They don't know what it takes to get it there. And then after it's done, they're like brand new.
Right.
I mean, it's just there. It's just so new. It's huge on the East Coast. It's just now making its way towards the Central. So you pick that thing up, and by the time I'm done, you open it up, and you're like, what? Where did everything go? It's just it's crazy on what you run into.
Oh yeah.
And see what people throw away and what's stuck on the sides. And
sure.
Once you get that knocked off and get the smell in there, and you open it up, you're like, hey, I got people that actually bring them into their garage and sit them in their garage now. That are my clients. They used to sit them outside. They're like, no, we bring them into the garage. We don't even have to open the garage door except to take them out to the curb for trash day.
We're guilty of that. We've had outside playing cornhole or something, and you smell the cans, so you push them around the other side of the house.
Yes, sir.
And it's just, you're like, well, sorry.
Exactly.
But it builds up in there.
Absolutely.
Now, each week we have giveaways, and we've discussed this before, and you would like to give something away tonight.
Yes, sir.
And I'll let you tell folks what it is.
Yes. Please go to our website, like it, share it. The Ferguson website, like it, share it, comment on it, and then I'm going to give a free $25 one-time cleaning to whoever wins and get to come out, and I will clean your trash can for free.
Now, again, how you get entered in this is like this video, number one, share this video, and put shared in the comment section. And the reason we do that is because of your privacy settings. If you just share it, we can see the amount of shares, but we can't see your name. So we want to make sure that you get into the contest. We got a hat full of names over here again. We do it every week. This particular drawing will be next Tuesday at the end of that show. But share, and then go to their Facebook pages and like their Facebook pages, and they will send me a note of all the names, and we'll put you right in that hopper so you guys can get drawn out of that. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
I appreciate the opportunity.
I got something off stage getting told.
We just got a comment in saying Tina Baker said that she never knew about this service. So the word's getting out.
We're already getting comments. Guys, these videos, when we started this a few weeks ago, whatever it was, a month ago, whatever it was, I did not think it would go like it is. I thought we'd get a few shares, a few likes, people watching, a few watch. But if you look, I probably lost the numbers. I don't know if anybody can see them. That's not on the set right here, but I believe the first one was over 3,000 views. The second one was 2,500, something like that, and the last one, and they just keep climbing. I think it's going to end, but they just keep climbing. You can go to the YouTube page if you want to watch the previous shows. And what we want you to do is, we're not wanting you to watch this show for us. We're wanting you to watch the show for the people in your community. Learn their names, what they do. We're getting so many unique people on here. One thing we want to talk about just real quick is, I've talked to a lot of people and they want on the show, but they seem a little nervous. They tell me they're not good on camera, or they're just a little nervous, and that's all understandable because we all are. But this is a laid back show. This is not perfection. We just want you to meet people, and that's what the show is. I mean, we've got our water bottles here and our notes, and we're trying our best just to present the customers to you and the businesses, so you guys can get to know each other in the community. We're trying to keep everybody shopping in this community of total Newcastle, Blanchard, Bridge Creek area, instead of going to the big city. That's our goal. So many people go up and down these highways every day. We want them to see our sign outside. We want them to see Walker's Electric across the street. We want them to see everybody up and down these roads and stay here with their business. It helps our schools. It helps our roads. It's just a great way of doing things. I'm going to mention one thing, and then we're going to flip guest. We have a contest that the girls, Brooklyn and Katie and Cassie, and all came up with, and it's a coloring contest. I've got my notes right here. Daniel, did you put it up on the screen? You can see it on the screen, and it's our Keeping It Local logo and everything. What we want you to do, I'm going to read this off. This is for 12 and under. 12 and under. And the file, it's on our Facebook page. Print it off, or you can come by the office and pick one up. We'll have plenty here. We're at 1 Whispering Pines Drive right here in Tuttle on the corner of County Line and 37. Stop by and pick one up if you'd like that, or if you'll email us, we'll send you one. But we want your as many kids that you have under 12 and under to color it and send it back. And how we're going to send it back is snap a picture or email it to us, or bring it by the office by April 20th. And then what we're going to do is they will put these on Facebook, and we're going to let everybody vote. So it's not going to be drawn out of the hat. It's going to be a vote. So you get your people on there and go vote for my kids. And now here's the prize. What we're going to do is the winner that gets voted on the most right there by April. Well, we're going to turn it April 20th. So we'll count up to Brooklyn, when is the draw date?
April 20th is the last day. We'll draw that Thursday, so that's a Tuesday. So we'll draw that 22nd.
Okay, so the 22nd, you have up until showtime on the 22nd, and showtime is 6 p.m. And we're going to do our best to count them. And they all just gave me eyes like, you better be able to count fast. We're going to get it done though. But your winner gets a family zoo pass. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here at Ferguson, we want to treat you right. So we're going to give first, second, and third zoo passes, and for the family. We want you guys to do stuff with your kids. We want you to be out there and doing things as a family. So we're going to do 3 prizes of them. So it's a pleasure meeting you.
I appreciate it.
Have you got anything else you want to tell them?
No, please go to spiffycansok.com. Sign on up. I'll clean your trash can. You'll be spiffy clean.
That sounds great, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to have our second guest right up.
Aaron Tuttle here. It's storm season in Oklahoma, and with that comes torrential rain, high winds, and hail. To protect your home and your family from these threats, the one roofing company you should trust is Ferguson Roof Systems. They've been providing the best in roofing services for nearly half a century. Ferguson is Oklahoma's full-service roofing company, certified with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and a 5-star rating on Google. And with Ferguson now offering Class 4 impact-resistant shingles, now is the time to trust them with your home's roof. Get started today at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Welcome back to Keeping It Local. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and remember, share this video right in the comment section, share it so we can put you in all the contests that we do here. Our next guest right here is Deanna McNeil, and tell us a little bit about what kind of business that you do.
I own ReThread Consignment in Blanchard, and we do men's, women's, kids' clothing, shoes, accessories, all of that on a consignment basis. So it's good quality used items. We do get a lot of things in new with tags, but we are a very budget-friendly way for families to outfit.
That's something that's
the whole
really
family.
needed.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of families are on budgets, and you have a storefront.
Yes.
And you're there, and the people bring stuff into you, and you
Yes.
make sure that it's quality.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a list of consignor guidelines, which we are able to email out a lot. We have a lot of people stop by and pick up a hard copy in store. We do a lot of emailing of those guidelines. We do consignment drop-offs by appointment on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're allowed 24 items, whether it be purses, shoes, clothing items, jewelry, whatever, home decor. We do a little bit of that too. We've got a variety of things. It's pretty fun to see what comes in. But we do 24 items per drop-off. We handle everything. It's totally turnkey for our consigners. They bring it to us. We evaluate, we price. We have a pricing range of 25 to 40% of retail.
Wow, that's really good.
And so you're automatically getting that 40 to 75% savings of retail by shopping with us. We pay out 45% of the final sale price to our consigners, and so it's a really good turnkey operation for us. People worry, do I have to price it myself? Do I have to do this, that, or the other? And they don't. As long as the guidelines are followed, and there's we look for stains and holes and things like that, because we want people to shop with confidence that they know it's clean, it's not stained, it's not damaged in any way, and then we take care of it from there.
So they can come in and get just about any type of clothing. Yeah. Shoes to shirts.
And we work seasonally. We have our spring summer season usually lasts a little bit longer. We're about a month in on our spring summer season, and it will run through mid-September.
Right.
Just because of Oklahoma weather,
right,
it makes more sense to have a longer spring summer season. And so we work seasonally. So right now we have everything in store, from bathing suits to flip-flops to shorts to ball caps to spring
Just
purses to home decor. I sold a lamp today. We have
you don't know what coming in sometimes.
Yeah. And so we do, and since we do work seasonally, it allows us to kind of cater to what's happening. Like We do bathing suits up through mid-July, and then we don't take any new bathing suits
Right.
in, so that then we have time to sell off what we have. We will, we already have the date set for when we'll put out 4th of July themed clothing. So
Right.
we can really customize and gear it towards seasonal and holiday items, things of that nature.
I like shopping. It sounds funny, but we did one little store like that one time, and I went inside and was looking around.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see
Yeah.
how they work and the way they have things set up.
Right.
Sometimes it's a cycle to go in there, and they know what they're putting on, and they
Right.
know where things are at. And unlike a lot of the bigger stores, you get good products for a lot less money.
Right, and that is one of our goals. And I think there's sometimes a mental block or a stigma about what buying used
Sure.
is like. There's this idea of like what a thrift store looks like, and we're not that.
Right.
And so that's one thing that people comment. We were talking before we came on air about just getting people through the door,
Yeah.
so they can see what we are, what we have to offer. You can walk in, we have display shelves, we have a purse wall that has all of our purses and handbags and totes and that sort of thing displayed. And the entire top row is everything from Patricia Nash to Michael Kors to Coach.
Wow.
And
I know those names. I don't use them,
Right.
but my kids do.
People they don't expect that. But if we can get them in the door the first time, they don't expect that we have a whole shelf of rustic cuff jewelry in
Yeah.
our jewelry case, or that we have Tory Burch, or that we have Kate Spade, that we have all of these brands, and they're shocked. And so half of our battle and half of our goal is to get people through the door,
Right.
so they can see what it is that we have and what we do.
Now, are you open every just certain days, or is there times that you guys kind of shut down so you can reorganize things?
We
or-
are, our weekly schedule is we are open Monday through Saturday. We are open 10 to 6 every day, except Thursdays. On Thursdays, we stay open till 8.
Okay, a little
So
bit later.
we do have a late night on Thursdays. And so that's our weekly schedule. We do close some holidays. We
Sure.
do take some holidays off depending on what it is and how it falls and that sort of thing. So those are just normal seasonal days that we close. But we do close 2 weeks a year in between seasons to empty and do our donation rotations, and then to reset the store for the next season.
Right.
We do cleaning, we do maintenance, we do things like that during each of those weeks.
I'm getting you talk to you. What Brooklyn's saying something over here.
Lisa Griffin asked, what's the best way to bring donations in?
Since she asked specifically about donations, we do run things 2 different ways. We typically work on a consignment basis. And if someone wants to book a consignment appointment with us, they just need to call the store. Our phone number is 485-9700. It's also listed on our Facebook page, which is just ReThread Consignment on Facebook. But if you call the store, we can work that out and get you booked in, email you a copy of the guidelines, or just go over that verbally.
Sure.
Whatever information we need to do with that. And we book those appointments on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we do have to have appointments for that because we have over 4,700 registered consigners
Oh my word.
within our store. Well, and it's been open for 40 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We inherited a good chunk of those, but we've signed 250 new people in the last 18 months since I've owned the store. And so just to keep us from being overwhelmed and buried under,
Right.
we book appointments for drop-off. So if you want to do consignment drop-off, that's really the only way to do that, is to call us.
Sure.
And we will schedule you in and book an appointment for that. We do, however, have some people who don't want a consignment check. They don't want the money
They
from
just
the
donate.
items. They want to donate it because
Right.
we have a list of about a dozen organizations, charities, and entities that we work with, that items that are donated, that's where they go.
Wow.
And so when we have somebody that does not want the consignment money, that they want to just donate, then they can call us, and those drop-offs are handled differently, and it's a case-by-case basis. So
Right.
still call the store at 485-9700, and we'll work that out on an individual case-by-case basis. And what we do with that is we go through the items and we divvy it up among what charity or organization it would do the most good for specific purposes. Then we can also take some of those items, and we do sell them in store, but we also have, those organizations have consignor numbers. So when those donated items sell in the store, that organization gets the consignment percentage instead of the individual.
Right, that's really nice.
So like within Blanchard, we have Grace Home is an organization that we work with very closely. It's a home for unwed mothers. We work with them on clothing donations, on volunteer hours. We've had a couple of their residents that actually work in the store as employees. So we work with them very closely with that organization. We work with Victory Ranch here in the Bridge Creek area. And so we also do donations through them and work with them. And so those kind of organizations is who then end up with those payment. You know, when we write out the consignor check, we just write it to those organizations.
Right. We have another comment or question offline.
Well, Tina, she works down here at the cleaners, and she said she may have to send her our donated clothes that aren't picked up at the cleaners.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the, Katie. Yeah, that's, you know, now if somebody was to bring something in, let's say they brought it in on Tuesday.
Right.
How long does it take to get on the shelf?
When our consignor drop-offs that are brought in on a Monday are processed and priced over the course of Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Things that come in on Wednesday are processed and priced on like Wednesday, Thursday. And then our Friday drop-offs are Friday, Saturday.
So it's about
So
48 hours to get back on
and
the
so
shelf.
we work our schedule around what our staffing is, so that we know we can get that stuff out in a timely manner. We've learned the first season I owned the store, we had open drop-off times.
Right.
Because that's how the previous owner had done it. So that's
Right.
what we did.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, we figured out that wasn't going to
keep up.
We couldn't keep up.
Right.
Our first day of drop-offs, we had 58 people walk through the door.
Oh my word.
With 24 items per person.
So do they need to bring this, like let's say it's clothing, do they need to bring it on hangers already?
If it touches your shoulders when you wear it, so dresses, tops, jackets, those, then yes, it needs to be on a hanger. If it hangs from your waist when you wear it, it can be folded and just either brought in a stack, or a lot of people bring them in like a paper grocery bag kind of a situation.
How in the world did you, this is a good thing. I mean, it's really neat how you're doing things.
Yeah.
I like that, how it's set up. It's just ran so organized.
Yeah.
How in the world did you get started in this?
Well, it's kind of a full circle story for me personally. The original store that I now have was called Act 2. It was Valois McIntyre is who started the store, who opened the store in 1978 in Blanchard.
Wow.
And she started it, same deal, consignment store. So really Valois is the genius behind the whole thing, because the systems that she developed and implemented and put in place is still what we do today. We do very little differently than what Valois started 40 years ago. So Valois started Act 2 in 1978. I've got notes so I don't mess this up.
That's fine.
She moved the business. She was in several different locations around Blanchard. The current building that we are in now, which is 113 North Main Street in Blanchard, she moved in that building in 2002. Her daughter-in-law, Otika McIntyre, started working with her in 2005. And Otika is who I got the business from. But when Valois started the business in 1978, my grandparents had just moved from Oklahoma City to Blanchard.
Right.
My uncles moved from Oklahoma City to Blanchard. All the cousins, like everybody. My dad was an Oklahoma City firefighter and so we couldn't. Back then, if you were a municipal employee for Oklahoma City, you had to live in Oklahoma City limits. Wow. So we were restricted, and we didn't get to make the mass exodus with the rest of the family. But I would always, school breaks, summers, I would go and stay with Nanny and Pawpaw. at the time where I grew up in kind of between Will Rogers and Mustang, there was nothing out there
Right.
then in the early 80s. So it took us as long to drive to church in Oklahoma City as it did to drive to Blanchard.
Right.
So we just started driving to Blanchard because that's where all of our family was.
Right.
So I grew up in church in Blanchard, even though I didn't live there.
Right.
I grew up spending summers and school breaks and stuff with Nanny and Pawpaw in Blanchard. And my nanny shopped at Act Two. Her and Valois were friends. My grandparents also owned a business in town, so they were business friends as well as her being a customer. And so I walked through the doors for the first time in Act Two at about 7 years old to shop with my nanny.
That's a really good story.
Yeah, and so then I always loved Blanchard. That's where and so when my husband and I were to a point of, we wanted to move out of Mustang, we wanted our kids to be in a smaller school, things like that, I said, there's nowhere else I want to go.
Right.
So we moved to Blanchard 21 years ago, and I am almost within a week was at Act Two signing up to be a consigner, and then consigned there for the rest of the time.
Right.
My kids grew up shopping in there. That's just, and when Otika was ready to retire in 2019, she and I talked about it, and she said, would you be at all interested?
Right.
And at first I was like, oh, my family will kill me. We're already so busy. My son was in band. My daughter was a senior in high school. We had goats left over from 4-H projects. And I'm like, we are already so busy. But they were 100% behind it. And so we jumped in.
Yeah.
So August of 2019, August 1st,
It's still going strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say about the longevity of a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
I listened to how it started, and it seems like it started like we started. My dad started this in 1977.
Yeah.
And we did a little bit of everything. And he kept it going, but what he based everything he did on was being able to turn around and be proud of the work that he was always offering. He always didn't make all the great money.
Right.
But he built it on integrity and honesty.
Yeah.
We still try to do that today. Listening to your story, I see the same thing. I see something that was built with honesty and integrity in a fashion that it could keep going, or it would have already failed by now.
Right. And
but people know what it is.
we try really hard, and matter of fact, I explained this to somebody on the phone today. They were like, if I bring in, she was the grandmother of the bride dress that she wore in a wedding, and she goes, will you really donate that after 6 weeks? And I said, no. We treat those items differently.
Right.
Our high-end brand name stuff, our special occasion type apparel. I was like, we handle that differently because that's how I would want my stuff treated. If I brought a Coach purse in as a consigner, I wouldn't want it donated in 6 weeks.
Right.
So we treat it differently on a, kind of based off of what the item is, because I've been there. I've been the consigner, so I know what that, what that's like.
If someone wants to donate, come in, how, you said your number.
Yeah.
And what I want to know is the ways they get a hold of you. Obviously, got a phone number, Facebook, website. What are they?
Right now for us, it's the best way to get a hold of us, especially if you, to book an appointment, to come in for a consignment appointment, a drop-off, is to call us at the 485-9700. Because of the nature of the store, we are not able to book those appointments through our Facebook page. We have people send us send us requests on Messenger. Hey, can I book? And I may not see that for 3 or 4 hours because we're so busy in store. I'm not on there all the time.
Right.
So by the time you go back and forth, somebody's booked that spot over the phone.
And there's only so many spots to book.
Right. And so so calling the store is always the best way right now to do that. We will we have a domain name, we just don't have a website set up for it yet. So we are going to grow into that as time permits,
But it takes here, if it wasn't for my kids, we would be just out of luck because that's not me.
Right.
We grew up with telephone or newspapers or word of mouth.
Right.
That was about, or maybe you couldn't afford TV. So that was what we grew up with.
Right.
And then all of a sudden all this social media comes out here, and we may know how to scroll through Facebook, but
Yeah.
when they start placing ads and it's way above me. So I depend on them.
It's funny that you
thoroughly.
mentioned that, because even on the little questionnaire that Brooklyn emailed me,
Yeah.
and it asked what are like your Facebook username. Well, I know how to search it, but I know there's also like a different technical username,
Right.
and I couldn't find it. I had no idea where to go to look for it.
Well, I wouldn't
I
either.
know it's in the settings somewhere or whatever, and I'm just like, forget it. We'll wing it. We'll go with this. And
That's the way to go.
people will find us.
We want to push people to your store again, so they need to call you to set up either a donate or to consignment,
Yes.
or they can come into your store. The hours again,
Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
10 to 6
And
until,
Thursday, 10 to 8.
and the address
Is 113 North Main Street in
in
Blanchard.
Guys, you need to go by there and see this. It sounds like something that all of us need to go in there and check out with what the quality of products that's being brought into this store. I mean, this sounds like something that's really needed. I mean,
Yeah.
around here to keep people close. Now, besides work,
Yeah.
what do you want people to know about you and your family? I
Oh,
mean,
my
what
goodness.
what is the side of you that people need to know?
Oh goodness. I don't know. I feel like the people that come in, it doesn't take very long before they know. Like my son is at the store right now. He works up there a lot, and so they know him by
Right.
name already. And my husband and I, we've been married 21 years, and we are staring down the barrel of empty nesthood.
Oh, wow.
Our youngest will graduate high school this year, and so so aside from all the mom things, I'm just now kind of figuring out, you spend, all those years,
Right.
Raising your kids, and that becomes part, so
Part
much
of
of who
life.
you are.
That's exactly right.
But we do love just kind of being together. We love to camp. We are tent campers at heart.
You're better than me.
Yeah, we did a big camping trip in Creede, Colorado, and our kids were actually mad that we took
Tent.
an RV.
Oh, you took an RV?
Yes.
Really?
And the first 3 nights it was torrential rainpour, and I was like, if you want to go sleep in a tent, knock yourself out. But so we love to do that. Matter of fact, Drew and I, my son. We were just talking today that he's is just itching to go on a hiking trip and
Wow.
do. So we like to do things like that. Our kids were very active in ag and 4-H growing up, as they
So
were
they're outdoor
as they came up through school. So we've done that
Mm-hmm.
in various forms of animals and activities and things. So me personally, if I had my way, I would probably be holed up in my sewing room quilting at any given time. That's kind of my de-stress, my time to
The way, to
do.
unwind a little bit.
Yeah.
But you got to have something that
Yeah.
that kind of lets you unwind a little bit, because the days get long, days get busy
Yeah.
sometimes, and you want to help, and you want to be cheerful, and you want to. When people come in the store,
Yeah.
they don't want to see gloom. You want to help.
Right, and that's
I know how that works.
well, and that's one thing. And you say that, and being a small business owner, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, but the store is different. We have a good time. We laugh. I love being able to greet people when they come through the door by name.
Right.
That's something that we are pretty proud of. That we become friends. That they become part of. Like, our family just recently purchased a home in February, and I had somebody today ask, oh, did you get all moved in? How's it going? Have you, so it just becomes a part of your life. So so that part of it's nice, and it is a family endeavor. They see my husband, they see my kids, they know, what we're doing, and that's it's different than
Right.
than a 9-to-5 job.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
So it's
because,
nice.
Well, sometimes when you live in a small community, people know what you do.
Yeah.
And they talk to you outside the store, and
Right.
so your job kind of carries. I mean, a lot of times my job carries way past dark.
Yeah.
Starts daylight sometimes and way past dark, because people need help, or people
Yeah.
need questions answered, or what have you. And that's fine with me. Just call away. We want people to come into your store, and you have a little bit of a giveaway that
I
you
do,
want to
yes. We will do for sharing the video, liking the Facebook pages, all the things and all the rules that they've gone over. We are going to give away 2 $25 gift certificates. Once that drawing is, you said Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
So once those names are drawn next Tuesday for that giveaway, those gift certificates will be at the store. So you can just come in. If you want to shop and redeem those that day, you're able to do that as like more of a store credit kind of a concept. If you're not able to shop that day, we will have an actual physical certificate that you can take with you and then come back and shop later, gift it if you want
Absolutely.
to, whatever, at that point it's yours. And so we're going to do 2 $25 gift certificates
That's great.
to
We
be
want
used
you to
in the
take
store.
you guys, take advantage of this. Take advantage of this, and how we're going to do it again is share this video, and when you share it, write shared in the comment section, and then go like our page, go like that one, go like Deanna's page.
Yeah, ReThread Consignment. It'll be linked in the description of the video, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it should be. Brooklyn, you got it on there? Brooklyn's got it in there. You can see it in the comment section. It's all sitting right there. Share, share, share. Now we're going to go through a couple of things. Well, let's do some giveaways first. All right, so Deanna's going to draw for us, and we have 3, 4, 5, 4, something like that, something to give away tonight. $25 Coal Creek gift certificate. And you can pick it up right there at her store right over there on the corner of Sarah and Highway 37.
Okay.
And the first name is Roy Henderson. Roy Henderson. You get the $25 gift certificate. We got another one. She gave away 2, so we got another one to Coal Creek for $25. Fina Net. I think I said that correctly. Forgive me if I'm wrong. It's F-I-N-A. Last name is N-E-T-T. Fina Net. And I'm going to write on those so we know what you got. Just go right there to Coal Creek, right on the corner of Highway 37 and Sarah. They'll hook you up right there. Now we got a $100 gift certificate to DMD Carpet and Tile Cleaning. This is Judith Rodriguez. Judith Rodriguez. And you got the DMD. Now we have from Ferguson Roof right here. We give away the weather radios. We have that right there. Very important this time of year to have that. I know you tune in to your local people that you want to see the weather from, but this is the middle of the night, the day you don't have your TV on or something on. It will go off if something's in your area. This is Kim Martin. Kim Martin, you got the weather radio. Now, we got a couple more things we want to talk about real quick, and then we'll get off here. One, don't forget our Keeping It logo coloring page right here. I'll go through that again real quick. 12 and under, and the files on our Facebook page, print it off or come in the office and pick one up. And then once your child colors it to the whatever they want to do with it, make it unique. That's the way I look at it. Snap a picture of it, and you can email it in to us, or bring it by the office, or however you want to get it to us. And it has to be in our office by April 20th. And then we will put them on Facebook. As soon as they come in, we're going to put them on there, and then have your friends go in there and vote. Like which ones they like. It's going to go off the amount of likes on each one. And what we're going to do, we was going to give one family zoo pass away. We're going to give 3 away. We're going to push it out that way for all 3 winners. We want you guys to spend as much time with your family as possible. Work gets stressful sometimes, so we'll be doing that. Also, for the next week, if you have us out to your house from Ferguson Roof, just to look at your house, just to look and see if there's any problems at all with your roof, you'll get a shirt and a hat to wear around, or whatever you want to do with it. The shirts, they are a little bit different than, well, actually the one I have on, it has our old style logo on, but on the back it has our truck, one of our old trucks, and then it has the logo on the back right there. You have us out, and then when you call in or text in or whatever you want to do, just get with us, and then we will bring it right out to you. Just nothing. You don't have to do business with us. You may not have any problems, but it's just to get out there and see you guys. Storm season's coming, and we handle all types of roofing, residential and commercial. If it's up there, we can do it, plus your gutters and paint and windows and doors and everything else. So give us a call if you need anything. I want to do a couple more shout outs. One is to Brumley Media. We want to thank them for bringing in all their lights and cameras and mics and running us around and making sure we're all set up. We want to thank them guys. Their logo, I think Daniel said it was up here. Go off their logo right there and give them a call. They'll set you up with your media needs. They can handle a lot of different aspects of things. And then also we want to give a shout out to Brooke. She is the marketing manager around here. She keeps us going. If you want to be on this show, first of all, don't let fear keep you off of it. We want you and your business on this show. Email us. Get on this site. Brooke's going to send some stuff out to you. It's just a little questionnaire of kind of the questions we go across and set you up a time. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 o'clock. Next Thursday will be a unique type show mainly because our media people is going on vacation. So we will be Facebook Live, but it will be just us doing it. So it's going to be different on site. And I won't even tell you where, but it's going to be on site. You make sure you tune into that when you're really going to want to see it. But thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure meeting you. I want to come out there and shop. I know my wife and daughters will be out there also. Brooklyn's already doing this. Give me the fist bump.
You should, because we have a great men's section that is kind of the hidden jewel of
Hey.
the store that people don't always think about that we have. And so
That's right.
that is something, because they're like, oh, you have men's kind of, so yes, we have men's. So if
It's just not girl shopping.
No.
But if you want to buy something for your wife or your daughters or your girlfriend or your sister or whatever, they all need it. So
well,
get out there and buy.
It's definitely worth coming in, because you just never know what you're
Right.
going to find. We are starting a new little vintage area, so we've got vintage clothing and some vintage decor, like just items in general, and so it's definitely worth coming in to see.
It sounds like the place to go, guys. Again, what's that address?
It is 113 North Main in Blanchard, and we are almost smack in the middle between the flagpole and the light at the intersection.
Oh, can't miss that, guys.
Yep.
Make sure you share this page, comment, shared, and go like our page and all the guests we've had on here. If you want to see the videos in the past, go to YouTube. But guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to Keeping It Local, and we will see you next Tuesday. Good night, guys.